Hey guys, awesome to have you here. Like we just said, I'm going to be going through a quick presentation today to talk about retargeting, that one strategic add-on that can instantly skyrocket your visitors and sales. Listen, if you guys aren't doing retargeting yet, which is exactly what I'm going to be talking about in this entire presentation, how to set it up, why to do it, what to do, what to look for, then you are probably losing money every single day. That is, of course, if you have an offer out. So if you don't, that's first step is get your offer together. Second step, I would say, would be put retargeting pixels on and get this moving. So we're going to go through this in depth. I'm going to show you guys from soup to nuts exactly what to do and why to do it. And we're going to end with something really cool like we said before. So my name is David Abrams. You got a brief intro of me before. I'm the founder of Systemizely, Affy's, and Demio, which is coming out pretty soon, which is extremely exciting. Now, Systemizely is a funnel agency that I have. We do advertising, retargeting campaigns, and funnel building. So this is kind of the stuff that we work on every single day. That's me on the right there. I know I look super sexy. My focus is on conversions. I'm not an e-commerce seller. I'm not, an SEO. What I would consider myself is just someone who focuses on conversions. I really like the process of trying to understand what it takes to get people to buy your product. How do we get them from just searching the web to purchasing something of yours? So our process is always a three-step process. This is whether you're doing SEO like this or whether you're doing Facebook advertising to e-commerce products to your Shopify store. It's always the same thing. People are looking for something, or they're on Facebook. They're searching for something in the search engines. They're clicking on an AdWords campaign. They're seeing an ad in their Gmail inbox. They're finding a solution. They're going to your site. Maybe it's your e-commerce store, your Shopify store. Maybe it's blog traffic from SEO. It doesn't matter. Your whole goal is you're getting people to find your solution and going to your website. Now, at this point, now we use our funnel, right? Our actual marketing to turn those website visitors into leads and customers. Now, there's a problem, right? About the percentage of people that don't actually convert instantly into customers. Because the truth is, 97% of people leave a website on their first visit without making a buying decision. So what are we doing with the traffic that is leaving? That's a lot of people leaving, especially if you're doing advertising. You're losing all those people that are just coming to your website and leaving. SEO is even bigger. I think there's usually bounce rates between 50% and up that you'll see on good websites. So that's 50% of traffic that's leaving. And really, the truth is, for sales, the average is between 5 and 12 what we call touch points to make a sale. There's usually times where we got to reach out to people. If someone just came up to you on the street and was like, hey, listen, I want you to buy my product, you'd be like, well, I don't know who you are, what you are, why are you trying to sell me this? So there is this little level of, sales objection that we have to get through. It takes about 5 to 12 touch points to get through that, so people start to know, like, and trust you. They're okay with listening to your marketing message. They're okay listening to your selling proposition. It doesn't matter if it's e-commerce goods or what. We'll see this a lot of times, that you're losing out on a lot of this traffic. And most visitors leave a website within 30 to 60 seconds of your site, and that's if they're super interested, your site loads fast, and all that kind of stuff. So how do we bring visitors back? What happens to all those lost people? And that's exactly what retargeting does. Now, retargeting changes everything, because you can literally add thousands of dollars back in your pocket for your own products, your services, affiliate items that you're selling, client sites. This is literally a game changer, because with retargeting now, we can go back to all the people that came and left that weren't ready to make a buying decision at that moment. We can be in front of them 5 to 12 times. We can get back to them and bring them back. Maybe it takes a month for them to say, yeah, I'm ready to buy that bracelet. I'm ready to buy those golf clubs. I'm ready to buy that t-shirt. I want to buy that affiliate item. But they weren't ready the first time, but now that they see your brand, maybe you're giving them different messaging and stuff like that. So literally 2015, retargeting is literally going to be more powerful than your email list. So retargeting lists this year will become more powerful than email lists. And the problem with this, the only problem that we're going to face is that the big people that understand this, everyone that understands this, is working on building their retargeting list. So they're going to be super ahead of the curve of people that haven't started this. And so literally, what's stopping you from adding a pixel to your website? It's copy and paste to add a pixel. You don't even have to put any money in to start retargeting lists. So instead of like having to set up an opt-in form and make bait to get people to opt in for your email list, you literally can put a pixel on all your websites. Super simple walk through in just a second here of how to do it in Facebook. But once you start building those lists, now you actually have lists of people that you have in your site that's stored. So you're actually building lists without doing anything but putting on a pixel. So you don't even need to break the bank, guys, to bring visitors back to your offers, affiliate offers, client websites, your e-commerce stores. It doesn't matter. You can use these strategies for as little as $5 a day. So I typically, when I start my campaigns, I'll run an ad for $5 a day, and the reason being is I just want to see if it's working. So you can keep running ads at $5 a day and actually make sales and money and all that kind of stuff. And you don't have to invest a lot of money off the bat for it. So let's talk about how we actually do this. So you'll see my hilarious don't get distracted by Facebook blocker here. This is actually a productivity tool I use. But on the left-hand side, you'll see in your Facebook account, there's a link there for your ads manager. There's also one in your settings drop-down. But the first thing we want to do is go into your ads manager. Now, I'm not going to be showing this from the business account point of view. So if you have a business account, it does look a little bit different, but I'm going to take you through just a personal Facebook account. So when we get in here, the first thing that you're going to see is that they've just changed recently, I think within the last week, the way that advertising looks inside of Facebook. So I did all updated setup for you so you can see exactly where everything is. So when you come in, the first thing you'll see is your ads, your account settings, which is kind of the notifications and who you are and all that kind of stuff. Billing is where you're going to put in your credit card, PayPal information, all that kind of stuff. This is where it's going to bill you from. Now they typically bill when you get to your billing cycle. So if you set up $500 in ads, or like a limit of $500, when you get to 500, it'll bill you, or at the end of the month, whatever happens first. Next, we have our Power Editor, which is for advanced users. You guys don't really need to worry about that unless you are an advanced user in Facebook advertising. Then we have our tools. This is where we'll actually find a lot of our really cool, powerful things. So the first thing I want you to look at is the audiences section there. It's the first drop down under tools. So we click on audiences, okay? Here we're going to come in, you'll see there's a big green button on the top of that page. When you go into audiences, you'll click that and you'll open a custom audience. Now, basically, the best way to imagine this is like lists. Like you're just building basically lists of people, what they call custom audiences. You're just grouping them into a list like you would with an email provider and stuff like that. So what we want to do is we want to do website traffic. Now, if you guys already have a customer list of emails, phone numbers, or anything like that, you can actually upload them into your customer list and create a custom audience, like I said, like a section of file or a list basically of your customers, and you can advertise directly to them. If you already have them, awesome. If not, and you're just starting, we're just going to use website traffic. And so go ahead and you click website traffic and you'll go to the next screen. And you'll see a drop down of a couple things. So you have the option of anyone who visits your site, people who visit specific web pages, people visiting specific web pages but not others, people who haven't visited in a certain amount of time. So I like to do people who visit specific web pages, and the reason for this is I can get very targeted on my retargeting. So I might do people who visit specific web pages, and for an e-commerce store, I put in each specific maybe category of products. So I might have categories for golfing, categories for clothing and all that kind of stuff. So I could do wider lists here for categories. So I might do that and then advertise a new t-shirt that comes out every week or a new golf club. Now I might also do people who visit specific web pages and then put in the individual product page. And then the reason I would do that is, like, if you've ever gone to Amazon and left like an Amazon product, you'll see that they're following you around with that exact product that you just saw. That's exactly what you can do. You can follow people around and be like, hey, I noticed you just were looking at our golf clubs. Come back and check these out. So you can do two different cool things there. You can also do people visiting specific web pages but not others. So you could literally do people that visit the page but didn't go to your shopping cart. You could do people that went to your page but didn't click to the offer page. Like maybe you have a sales page or something like that. People who haven't visited in a certain amount of time. So you can follow up with people after 7 days and say, hey, realized you haven't come back to the site in a while. What's going on? So you can use any of these in a specific format. I also like anyone who visits your website is more generic, and I typically don't do that just because it's too wide of an audience list and you can't be as strategic with your retargeting. So you're going to click on people who visit specific web pages. It's pretty simple. Now, the number one thing I see people mess up the most here is they put in like a website. So what you want to do here is you want to put in what we call the slug. It's what happens after the /. So if I have www.davidabrams.com/JV and I want to put in my unique specific web page, I'm going to put in JV, or I'm going to put in /JV. Okay, the reason for this is that you're putting a pixel on a website. It's just looking. All it's looking for is that little ending code. So it's really important that when you do this on your websites, you kind of just make sure that you're using different use different slugs, as I said, different ending of your URLs for these, because what will happen is, and I've seen this before, people put it like on their index page or something like that. That means anywhere where this pixel is on any site across the web, you'll have just one big conjoined list. So if you have 3 websites and you all have the page JV on every single one of them, and you put the same pixel on all the sites, you're gonna get all 3 sites as one JV list. So just be careful there. Make sure you're using the right slug in the right place, and just don't put the index there because it's just going to mess everything up. So what I would do is, if you're going to do an index type of thing, which is index, by the way, means like your homepage, then I would just do people who visit this entire site. It's going to be just as generic. Now, I would say people who, the next line is in the last blank days. I always put 180. What I do is I like to store as much as I can, as much data, and I include past website traffic. So I try to get as much data in this list. Then you add an audience name for this. So I like to be very specific with my names. So I'll put in the website name just for a category. So this could be davidabrams.com, and I'll do like a dash. I'll put JV page or visited JV page. And so that way, when I'm going through and I have all these things, I can list through by the name of the website and then by the specific action they took to come to that page. So again, this is really just for your own understanding, because when you get a lot of pixels in here, you're going to want to be able to understand which pixel went where and how to include, exclude, and stuff like that. And we'll talk about all that in just a little bit. So once we put this in, we save it. We'll see that we have our audiences then stored and saved. So what we're going to do then is we're going to click on the little check mark on the left-hand side of our audience. We're going to go to that actions drop down, and we're going to click view pixel. Okay, so just clicking on the audience type, then view pixel. Then we're going to go into the view pixel. It's going to give us a code. Now, the really cool thing that Facebook just did is they made just one basically pixel code for you. Okay, so this pixel code is the same pixel that you'll use no matter what audience list you make. So you're going to copy that pixel code, and you're going to put it in the head of your website. It's copy and paste. Put it in the head, globally, of your head of your website. You put it on all your websites. It doesn't matter. It's not going to do anything by putting it across all your websites until you make that designation right here. When you make this designation on what pages they go to, that's when it's going to start firing your list. So you can put this pixel wherever you want, and you can just save this pixel to your desktop and never have to worry about that pixel again. Once you have it, then you're just going in and you're creating the rule. Okay, what page are they going to get this to fire? And that's as simple as it is. So literally you would have no excuse not to get this on. And again, this goes in the head section of your website. Now, that is Facebook. Now, there's a couple other systems we'll talk about in a little bit, but they do the exact same thing. You're just adding a pixel to your websites in the head section or the body section, depending on the site that you're using, and you're just creating rules for your retargeting lists. Now, let's take our retargeting to the next level, guys. Okay, so let's get conversion pixels on. And conversion pixels are really important for Facebook, as probably a lot of you know who are watching this, because you can start to run what we call conversion ads. Conversion ads. So you might be running a cost per click campaign, and once you get enough clicks and conversions coming through, you can then run a nice conversion-based ad, a conversion objective ad, and this will actually be able to run even cheaper than your cost per click because you've already got conversions going. So you can lower your cost per conversion, which means you're going to run even cheaper advertising. So that's really cool. But what we want to do here is we want to get a conversion pixel made. So you're going to go to the same place as before. You're going to drop down that tools menu. You're going to go to conversion tracking. And then on the top right-hand side, you'll see create pixel. Now you're going to do the exact same thing. You're going to type in the page that they're going to go to, just using that specific URL slug. Put in the pixel or get the pixel code, and then you're going to just copy that directly in the head section of that unique page. So if, for instance, they're buying a product from you, and the thank you page after the shopping cart is where you would put your conversion pixel. Okay, you can do this for opt-in pages. I do this for opt-in pages. I do this for products. I do this for physical products. I'll do this for registering for a webinar. I'll put this inside the webinar, so I even have a conversion of who went to the webinar. So you can use this all over the place to really help you understand which campaigns and ads are triggering conversions, which ones are working well. And it also really helps me know my best objections and selling propositions. So I'm knowing, what language is working well. And it really helps me just define what I need to do to optimize and make my retargeting campaigns, or even just my display campaigns, the best that I can. Now, taking it to the next level again, there's something called exclude audiences, and I highly, highly recommend you do this. So what we can do is when we're running a advertising or a retargeting campaign, we can use our custom audiences, right? We're pulling up our retargeting lists. So here's people that have hit, on this example, people that have hit my affiliate page, people that I'm retargeting, and I want to run traffic to run ads to them basically, but I don't want to run any ads to people that have already opted in or have already signed up to learn more. So by dropping that little drop down that I'm pointing at right there with that big red arrow, there's an include and exclude function. So I can exclude and then type in other custom audiences. So I might have people that signed up a custom audience for that thank you page. I'm going to put in my exclude custom audience, and now I'm only running ads to those people who have hit my page but not signed up. So this is super, super important for e-commerce, guys. You got to make sure you're using exclude audiences, because if you are running retargeting ads to people that come to see your product and then you're still running to them after they bought, one, you're wasting money, and two, it's going to be like really confusing for that person because they're seeing ads from you. It just looks weird to them because they've already purchased the product, right? So make sure you're using exclude audiences. They're really powerful and super simple to create, okay? So taking it to the next level, related offers. So here's some really cool strategic thinking about retargeting lists. So if you start to understand the connection between the content or the page that they went to and the user interest, you can actually start using this strategy to drive other sales. So for instance, someone who reads an article on terriers, you put terrier dogs, but you put a retargeting pixel on this article, right? We can then send them to an offer related to affiliate or physical products around terrier items. Maybe it's just dog products. Maybe you're selling dog bowls, dog leashes, stuff like that. Maybe something specific to terriers. You could actually just go out and do some content marketing, maybe even try to push some page posts, engagement ads about articles on terriers. Did you know your terrier, 7 things that could be hurting your terrier that you didn't even know, right? That's a terrible article, don't write that. But if I did push that, I could put a pixel on that page. Everyone that goes to that page, I'm just putting them in that retargeting list, and then I'm going to resell them on the affiliate products that I have, or maybe the physical products that I have on my store. So this is really, really cool. So like I said, with the generic audiences, anyone that's interested in a t-shirt, you can do all kinds of related offers for t-shirts. Maybe it's, if they're interested in t-shirts, now I can sell them pants. I can sell them shoes. So start thinking horizontally on offers that you can do with your retargeting list. You don't just have to push them back to one unique offer. There's all kinds of cool things you can do with related offers, okay? Taking the next level, sequential retargeting. Now this is more advanced. I want to say this is more advanced, but by creating a conversion goal and a retargeting list for each product, let's say in your funnel, or maybe even in just your list of products that you have, you can create a sequential retargeting list. So if they opt in, then we want to retarget them to your product. If they buy your product, then we want to retarget them to the next product. If they buy that product, we retarget them to the next product, and so forth and so on. So you can use this for your store. So if someone buys one product, you can sequentially retarget them maybe to an auto ship program where they can get the product shipped to them every month. If they buy that, then you can push them into a bulk product sale or pre-order sales of something new. So you can just use conversion goals and retargeting lists to move them forward. And you want to create an ad for each step, and you want to create an objection overcome for each step. And I'm going to talk about objection overcomes in just a couple seconds here and what that really means. This is so powerful retargeting, and you have to really understand objections just to get this process. But if you're doing any type of info marketing, you're doing launches, stuff like this is fantastic. So if you're doing like launches for maybe a new product that you have coming out, you can put it on your sales page and then on your OTO pages or your one-time offer pages to send them back to your upsells. And then if they don't buy your upsells, you retarget them back to it. Once they buy it, you retarget them to the next one. And you can really use this to see some gigantic increases in sales. I mean, gigantic increases in sales, especially if you use the objection overcomes the right way. So taking it to the next level, swapping your messaging. So what I like to do is create unique pages for retargeting, because one, I don't always, this is more generally for direct response marketing, info marketing and stuff like that. I don't love to take them back to the exact same page. And the reason being is if they went to a page and they left, chances are that one, they either got too busy, we didn't capture their attention enough, two, we didn't sell them on the product well enough, or three, it just didn't really appeal to what they need right now. So if you can change the page and change the objections or try to overcome the objections that our previous page didn't really have, and we keep our message congruent with our ad, then we can really be strategic here. We can say, hey, listen, we noticed you left the page before. We noticed you came and didn't purchase. I wanted to show you that you may have missed out on this 50% off discount coupon code. You may have missed out on something really unique about it. So what is some new messaging that we can put on this page to try to overcome an objection that they left from? So they might have left because they didn't think the price was right. They didn't think it was perfect for them. They didn't think that they needed it right now. And we're going to talk about objections in a second here. But point out some new selling propositions to them. Maybe there's a discount that you have going on. Maybe it's a limited time offer. Maybe there's only a couple left. Maybe you can point out urgency more on this type of offer. But if they didn't take action before, remind them why they need to do it now. So it's not always as strategic just to send them back to the exact same page, right? They've seen it. They're like, oh, what am I doing back here? But if you can get strategic and really just make a duplicate page or some type of new actionable copy on the page, some sales copy, you can really change the way they think about the product when they come back. And all of a sudden it's psychological to them because they're coming back and like, man, this person knows that I left, and look, they're talking to me in a different way. I feel like I'm getting a real relationship with this person. It's very, very powerful, okay? So go back. I want you to watch all these take it to the next levels again. I went through them kind of fast because we have a lot of content to cover, but these are all very, very cool, important, strategic things that you can add on to your retargeting. Okay, so what I want to talk about now is the objection overcomes. So to make the conversion really happen, we need to simplify our message and overcome objection. So what is an objection overcome, and how do we do this? Now, retargeting is a form of dynamic messaging, right? We're talking to users based on visits to a website on an action they've done. So we want to dynamically talk to them based on what we know about them. They've come to our website and they've left, right? Now, Zig Ziglar once said, and I love this quote, every sale has 5 basic obstacles. No need, no money, no hurry, no desire, and no trust. Okay, think about those things. No need, no money, no hurry, no desire, no trust. So those are the 5 basic obstacles that our sales page has to accomplish. And a lot of times we don't do it, and those are objections that we now have to overcome. So we have the time objection, right? There's no scarcity on time. The credibility objection, how do I know I can trust this person? Who is this person? What have they done that can help me? The financial objection, is this priced right? Is this too much? How much does this cost? I don't think I like this pricing. I'm not ready to spend that much. Will this work for me? This is a big one. You haven't really outlined the benefits for that specific person and their scenario. How is it going to work for them, and why should it work for them? Do I really need this? This is another good one. So do I really need this is like when you probably, everyone that's watching this will probably have this same objection. You probably can remember times when you've looked at products and thought this, like, do I really need this? Is this really something I need right now? And we have to overcome that objection. And a couple of ways to do that is time scarcity and really just putting value propositions out there and why they need this. How is this actually going to change their life? Even if it's for 5 seconds. How is it going to change their life for 5 seconds? And then a timeline objection. I can do this later. Now, this is one of the biggest ones that you'll see in e-commerce. People putting it in their shopping cart and then leaving. How many times have you done that? I do it all the time. I put things in my shopping cart. I'll come back and do this and check out later. I'll come back and do this later. So what we need here is we need urgency and scarcity. That's what's really going to drive people to finish the purchase, to actually check out right then. Because people feel like, yes, they can just do it later. There's no real urgency for them to buy a product right that minute. So now our retargeting ads must tell them we know they're interested in outlining an objection. Now, for the creatives, you're going to have to either design these yourselves or you're going to have to go out and get them bought. And sometimes it's very frustrating. I know it can be expensive to do a lot of these because you want to test them, I know. But you can go on Fiverr, you can get ads made. There's a couple good banner guys on Fiverr. You can also find people on sites like Upwork, used to be Odesk, or Elance, which is also part of Upwork now. There's also banner services out there. I think they range between $5 and $20. I'm going to talk about something really cool at the end of this to help you guys make these ads faster. We'll talk about that in a second. But really what you want to have is if you're doing a personal brand, your face or your logo, you want to directly talk to them like you knew that they came back and talk about one of these objections, okay? So the real key here is congruity between your brand and product is key. So once they kind of leave, you don't need to make a crazy ad campaign, but you want to have related messaging to what they just saw. You want to have one objection overcome. You want to have an image of something related to what they saw or of your site and a button. Keep colors together. Keep as congruent as you can, because when they click on the ad and they go somewhere, it needs to be related. If there's any breakage in that congruity and the continuity, it's very weird for the customer experience. and you'll see a disconnect in your messaging and your actual sales conversion. So be as congruent as possible. You don't have to be corporate with it. And by corporate, I mean just like very basic, like just branding only, but really try to keep it as simple as possible. If you're a guru brand and you're doing your face, or you're the SEO or something like that, or you're the product or you're the brand, you can use your face. It works great, putting in your face and stuff like that on these ads. Now, when you can relate colors, text, face shots, or products, you trigger relevancy to them, right? So our goal is to be back in front of them. We want them to be reminded of our brand, and we want them to think about us, right? We're making those 5 to 12 touch points. We want to open that sales cycle to them. And another important thing here is we want to remember we're selling a click here. We're not selling the product in our ad. So don't try to sell that specific product in the ad. Our page will do the selling. What our goal is here is to get in front of them and remind them to come back. We want them to get that click. We need them to come back to our page. So we want this to be interesting, direct, and strong and relevant, okay? Strong and relevant. So the ad text, I love to relate to them. Hey, I saw you visited. I want to welcome you back. Did you see this? Did you see this offer? Did you know it's 50% off? Be personal with dynamic messaging, because it is, a very dynamic thing to them. They're noticing that you're coming back to them. If you're just very generic and bland, it's going to come off as just a weird message to them. So the more personal you can be, the more powerful this is. This is for you. You will love this. I know what you want. So dynamic messaging is very, very cool and very powerful when you can be personal. So just remember that, okay? Now, Facebook is the easiest and cheapest option to start with and can be done extremely, extremely cheap. Like I said, up to $5 a day per ad is where I would start. Other systems I recommend for retargeting is Perfect Audience. Perfect Audience, you can get pixels on your site for free. Site Scout, same thing. Google Remarketer, YouTube Remarketing. These are all sites that you can basically create pixels and create lists for free. And then when you're ready, you can put in your web banner sizes. These are all web banner sizes, or YouTube is video. You can do all that stuff. And they all use the same method. They all use the same, type of dynamic messaging. But basically, you could have a list in Facebook, a list in Perfect Audience, a list in Site Scout, a list in Google Remarketer, and your YouTube Remarketing. And that way, you're growing all these lists organically just because people are going to your sites. And then you're able to retarget when you're ready to do it. And you can kind of scale out as you need. All right. So what's stopping you right now from going? Nothing. Just add your pixel to your website. For those of you afraid of technology, it's a copy and paste into your header. You can pay someone on Fiverr to do it for you. It's just a quick gig. All you have to do is get that pixel ID to them and get them going. Now, the most important part is going to be creating the ads and creating the messaging, right? Now, once you have these pixels, let your pixel grow and then launch your ad campaigns. So when I'm launching my ad campaigns, I'm all about testing, and you need to be about testing too. So I start with 2 ad creatives per campaign to test. And what I'm measuring is, am I getting a high CTR, which is my click-through rate? Am I getting a high click-through rate? Are we getting a high frequency rate? I like high frequency rates. It means it's going to a lot of people. Frequency is how many times one person is seeing your ad. Are we getting good cost per clicks? Is my cost per click, a good rate? I'm not paying a lot of money for my cost per click. And are we generating sales? So this is what I really care about more than anything. What is my conversion? Because I would rather pay more money for clicks. I would rather get a lower click-through rate, lower frequency, all those things. I would rather be expensive and low and get sales where my sales, a sale for $5 when I'm selling a product for $15, I'll take that all day. Those other things are good metrics to look at, but the key factor here is going to be sales, okay? And then eventually, once you guys get this moving, it's going to be lifetime value of your customers that are coming from these ad campaigns. So I'm not going to go there. It's too complicated right now, but just something to think about. So 2 important things to note, okay? Always start your ads from a point of pre-tested conversions. What do I mean by that? There's a lot of other people already running ads out there, already spending money to show you what's working. So let's start from a place of what's already working. And 2, get things out quickly and simply as possible, right? So taking action equals getting results. So we want quick, and we want to do them simply, and then just see what works, test. And if we start from a point of conversion, that is the quickest route to having successful ad campaigns that I can ever say. All right, guys. So really, that's what I want to say. Using competitive research tools helps you find and locate similar ads that are already working. You can go out there and find ads that are working already. Ads like adbeat.com Compete.com. Another one that I just learned about recently, SimilarWeb.com. All of these are awesome competitive research tools, okay? So they'll help you find and locate companies that are already doing this. So you can look at, what some of your competitors are doing, larger sites, what the SEO guys are doing, what ads are they running, okay? So you can find where they're running ads, what the ads look like, the traffic that they're doing, if they're doing Google pay-per-click advertising. You can look at the keywords they're going after. Some of these are paid services. SimilarWeb I use for free sometimes. It doesn't give me all the data, but you can still get an inside look for free. But I definitely recommend getting these. These are some of the most powerful tools that you can possibly buy, okay? Now, the biggest problem that I always hear people say comes from creatives, right? Where do I get these ads? Why can't I get them faster? Designers, all this kind of stuff. Listen, it takes time and patience, I know, and money, but this is something that you do need. The creatives are extremely important, and you want to get them out fast and based off, again, these competitive research things. So this is really what me and Devin wanted to come with you guys today for. Ad Respark is a software that we've been working on for the past few months. It's the first ever web and Facebook ad editor. You can create one ad one time and create all your little customizations in it, and boom, it'll create all the rest for you. In just 20 seconds, you can have an ad out the door and ready to upload. Now, the coolest thing about this is we didn't just create random ads. We went out and did the competitive research. We found ads that were working. We're even working with some, retargeting places to get ads from them that are working, and we're putting them in the system. Now, this took us a while to develop. We're coming to market now. This is a grand opening for Ad Respark. Honestly, I'm coming to Devin as one of the first people ever to get to work with this. And it's really, really, really powerful. So again, you get the high converting ads already in place. They're templates. You don't have to do design, anything like that. You're just putting in your images, you're putting in your background, you're putting in your text. Click, all your sizes are created. You can add borders and boom, out the door, okay? So we decided not just to give you that. What we want to do is give you an amazing resource, not only to use this system, to get up and running as quickly and easily as possible. So we created the Respark Masterclass. This is something really unique that Devin and I have put together just for you guys, and it includes 4 brand new custom ads that Devin personally used in the last 3 six-figure promotions that he's done. We're putting them in the system for you guys to use. It'll be nice and easy. You guys can use those templates as you go. We're gonna have an overview of Devin setting up, creating ads, and launching a Facebook retargeting campaign, so you can watch him go through a case study of how he's doing that. An overview of me setting up a perfect audience campaign for you guys, so you see what to do, how to create it. This is super important if you're doing web retargeting. I absolutely recommend that you do this, and it's a great video of me just kind of walking through how I do this. Now, we use and manage perfect audience accounts for a lot of our clients, so I'll show you kind of where we're going to look at the different retargeting lists and how we're doing ads and stuff like that. 3 things every campaign needs to have in them. This is going to be a video overview that we'll do for you guys, so you know exactly what you need your campaign to have to move forward to ultimate conversions. Of course, you're also getting the Ad Respark system, a lifetime membership account to this, so you'll get all our updates, all the different things that come with it. And of course, we're going to do one last really cool thing, one last cool video of this masterclass. And it's a hidden retargeting platform that just came out that I literally have been working in for the past 2.5 weeks. Met the owner at a mastermind. He's a great guy, working with him directly. And I'm going to give you guys inside access to get into this, using it to get huge traffic surges and save over 60% on cost compared to Facebook and web retargeting platforms. So we're on Perfect Audience. We're getting clicks for $2.50. I'm getting clicks on this for about 50 cents, all the way down to 30 cents per click. And you can go after all kinds of cool stuff. You can basically go after, you can put a whole list of URLs together of your competitors, and it will go out and try to find you people that will click on it, and you can build your list that way. For literally 60% off, for like 20 cents a click, where on Facebook you might be paying 80 cents to $1 per click for these markets. You're getting perfect traffic to your campaigns that you can then retarget super cheap. And they also have a really cool new thing where they can build you a pre-made retargeting list for you. You give them a list of keywords and URLs that you want to target, and they'll go out and they'll build you a retargeting list. And with that retargeting list, then you can market all day to them and do it super cheap. Now, this is so cool. It's not even at market yet. You guys would be able to come in for free into this platform just because you're part of the masterclass. And I have an entire video with me and the owners walking through how to use the system, how to set it up, how to use the certain features, and why it's so cool. So you'll get all of that absolutely for free inside the masterclass. Now, The masterclass also includes the lifetime, like I said, the lifetime license of AdRespark v1.3. So this is a version that we're continually updating. We add new monthly features every single month, and this is driven by user requests. So we love to hear from you guys. What do we want to update? What's working? What would you like to see more of? Changes on? We're working with you. We want to make this the best ad and web platform out there. So we're going to be doing all kinds of new things. You get unlimited support from our stellar support team who are going to be there to help you if you need any help with the software itself. You'll get 3 bonus videos along with this from Sam Bell, who's an absolutely amazing media buyer expert, and David Slosh, who actually is just someone who works with all the top info marketing gurus right now. He works with us in our business to help our clients, and we'll be talking about all kinds of cool stuff from advertising compliancy, ads working right now, campaign ideas to think about, and I just got them on calls and got to sit them down and pick their brains for 30 minutes each, which is really, really cool. And finally, if you join the masterclass, I'm going to be throwing in pre-access to new releases of version 2.0 of AdRespark, which will be coming out later this year. You'll get pre-access to this. It's really exciting. There's new developments in the future for all kinds of cool stuff. That won't be out for quite a while. Obviously, we're going to still be having AdRespark version 1 lifetime for years to come. So you guys get access to all this just by joining the masterclass. Now, we were going to price the masterclass at $167, but me and Devin really wanted to do something amazing for everyone, so we priced it at $97 one time, guys. You get all of this for $97 one time, but we can only do 100 seats because it really is a limited time special, and we wanted to do something super cool and super special, so we want to just give it away to the action takers who take action this week. Now, we only have 100 seats for this week, so I totally recommend that you get access right now. Guys, click on the link below, get access to the AdRespark Masterclass system, and we cannot wait to talk to you on the inside. From Devin and I, thank you so much, guys. Cannot wait to talk to you.